to the Middle East. It was just yesterday you and I were talking about the retaliatory attacks, Israel going after Iran, Iran going after Israel. Now we are just getting word and live pictures. This is just seconds ago, actually. Can you tell me where this is, Molly? All right. So again, missiles. All right, I'm getting this brought to me right now. Here we go. Here's the IDF statement. Okay, so we heard the sirens, the air raid sirens there in Tel Aviv. And now the IDF is saying they've identified this new launch of missiles from Iran toward Israel. The IDF going on to say it has finished a set of strikes in Tehran on infrastructure sites of the Iranian nuclear weapons project and fuel tankers. And now we are seeing retaliatory strikes once again. We had a feeling, Steve, you and I were talking yesterday when this was happening in the night. Here we go again.
Yeah, what we're seeing here, Kira, is you're seeing inbound ballistic missiles coming into the Tel Aviv area as the interceptors, the Iron Dome, the David Sling, the Arrow, various altitudes are going up to intercept these missiles. So you'll see the flash where they actually intercept the Iranian missiles. Sometimes they'll actually get through. Some of the impacts that we've seen in Tel Aviv where perhaps the missile was nicked, but it didn't destroy the warhead. So some of the casualties we've seen, apparently one of these missiles landed in an city neighborhood in Israel tonight and caused some casualties. But this is what it looks like. This is the future. This is missile on missile, high technology, the ability to defend a country. This is what President Trump hopes for with the Golden Dome idea. Obviously, Israel is much smaller. The challenge is much greater for the United States, but this kind of capability is extraordinary. So we think night before last and last night, we saw about 100, 150 missiles that were incoming. Probably about 10 of them got through. So pretty extraordinary to be able to have only a 10% rate, but it's obviously going to have an effect. We also saw some pictures earlier of essentially the Israelis taking the gloves off, as Ty and I were talking about. The Israelis have hit infrastructure, oil infrastructure. We're seeing oil depots within Tehran burning, massive fires. They've hit gas fields and gas processing fields. So this is escalating very quickly, because if it goes to the point where you're going to have the Iranians targeting civilian areas where the Israelis are going to go after the critical infrastructure, the oil, the gas, the lifeblood of the Iranian economy, this war is ramping up quite quickly. We've also seen one last very important point is that the Israelis have said that Ayatollah Khomeini is not out of bounds. So they may now be going after leadership, but very quickly escalating here in the past couple of hours.
All right, on that note, I'm going to read to you more we're getting from the IDF now. The IDF saying it's completed an extensive series of strikes in Tehran on infrastructure sites of the Iranian nuclear weapons project and fuel tankers. And you and I, matter of fact, while the parade was going on, the Army parade here in the nation's capital, you were actually going through your phone and seeing the video of those strikes. And we had a feeling we were going to be having this conversation this evening about Israel going after oil and gas, which could be absolutely detrimental. It started with nuclear facility strikes. If we start moving into to fuel and oil, this changes the game, right?
Yeah. The Israelis are trying to make the Iranian people feel the pain here. So the strikes earlier in the day, the strikes that we saw that were on the gas field, that gas was basically for domestic use. It's not what the Iranians export. What they export on the oil and gas, about 1.82 billion barrels per day. Almost all of that goes to China. So the real threat here is, does that get taken off the market? Does it jack up oil prices? Do we see a spike in oil prices if the Israelis go after some of the energy infrastructure that is involved in exporting oil and gas offshore?
Looks like here that basically all of central Israel right now, the IDF is putting out this post, millions of Israelis currently running for shelter as sirens sound. And that we're just kind of tracking. I can even show this to you. These are all the areas it looks like being impacted right now. All right, so you and I, Steve, talked about there was going to be a volley of strikes. It was going to be Israel into Iran, Iran back into Israel. So we could be seeing this for a number of nights on end until somebody finally caves, right? And I mean, what are you thinking? This is happening now. What, is this 3 nights in a row?
Yeah. So think about the regime cannot back down. If the regime backs down, they're going to lose credibility, and it'll probably be some sort of a coup. We don't know who would take over. On the other hand, you also have these kinds of strikes that are going to cripple the economy. The Israelis 2 days ago said, if you target civilian areas within Israel, then we're going after your infrastructure. And infrastructure, the oil and gas business, is the lifeblood, is the only thing that the Iranian economy puts out. So now the strikes that we're seeing tonight on an oil depot in Tehran puts the pressure on the Iranian people. No more gas, no more running the economy. If they hit the gas fields that produce gas for domestic consumption, that's another ramp up in where we're going here.
Okay, so little by little, it's warning after warning. But bottom line is, they could start there, and if Iran doesn't, slap down and say this is it, they could go after leadership. Yes,
they could. And the Israelis said,
take out the Ayatollah, then it's over.
Khamenei is well, maybe we don't know who really controls the country. It would be a big change if Khamenei got taken out. And the Israelis tonight have said he's fair game now. You're coming after our civilian areas. Your leadership, the regime leadership, is fair game. And Kira, remember what's happened here is that the Israelis now own the skies over Iran. They have taken out all the air defenses. The IDF is operating with impunity over all of Iran, which means that Iran has no defenses, and the IDF can continue day by day, night by night, to continue to break down all of the Iranian military, all of the nuclear infrastructure. And now it seems the gloves are off, and that's going to include oil, gas, and the lifeblood of the Iranian economy.
Well, Israel already took out commander-in-chief of Iran's Revolutionary Guard. So pretty much took out, plus other members of leadership within the military, now going after fuel tankers. Now the question is, the Ayatollah, our Marcus Moore, who was with us yesterday, Steve, he was actually down in the bunker of the hotel where he was staying. He is back in that shelter now. Marcus, it seems that at 2:52 a.m. Tel Aviv time, that things they seem a little more quiet now.
Yeah, things are quieter now, but I can tell you that about 10 minutes ago, we heard a series of explosions. A couple of them were a series of booms. A couple of them were strong enough to shake the walls here a little bit. And just to back up, those sirens going off, I would say around 2:30 local time. It's 2:30 in the morning here right now. We got alerts on the cell phones. And then soon after that is when the air raid sirens started, and then the announcement went out here at the hotel where we're working, and you can hear some of the sounds. I don't know if those are live pictures and live audio that we're hearing, Kira, but that does give you a sense of what it has been like here in Tel Aviv tonight as the air raid sirens have sounded once again. And it's in those moments that people are urged to get to a bomb shelter, and that's exactly what we've done here, and it's what people have been doing for throughout this entire ordeal. What we will wait to see in the hours ahead is whether or not these projectiles, whatever they are, whether they're missiles, rockets, or drones, if they have been able to get past Israel's air defense system and where they may land. A lot of the booms that we have heard previously have been from the various interceptions that have happened, and that's the good news for the Israelis here, that the air defense system is working. But then some of those booms or explosions we may hear are actually these projectiles landing, and so it's a very tense time right now, and certainly a great deal of uncertainty about what will happen next. But we're here in this bomb shelter, and we'll be here until we get the all clear. And you may also be hearing the air raid sirens going off once again here in Tel Aviv and across Israel.
All right, Marcus Moore there for us in Tel Aviv.